Alright, what is going on? It is Nate and we're back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about the power of the present moment. So the truth is, right, all you ever have is what is right here, right now. You do not have the past and you are not guaranteed anything in the future. And most of the times the future the way you think it will look is not the way it looks. So you have to understand that all you have is what is right here, right now. So the second that you end the debate in your mind that once this happens, then I'll be happy. Once I'm here, then I'll be happy. Once I have the money, then I'll do this. Right? We always put things into the future, but the future isn't real. All you ever have is what is right now. You will never, ever live in the future. You are always living in the present moment. The past is an illusion and the future is an illusion. You don't remember the past exactly how it was, and you're not imagining the future how it's going to be. You have to understand that all you have is what is right here, right now. And so when you can harness that and understand that, okay, if all I ever have is what is right here, right now, then who do I want to be for forever? Who do I want to become? What is the version of me doing that I want to be, right? If you want to be a millionaire, how do I have to act? How do I have to think? How do I have to feel as a millionaire right now, so that right now I can pull the idea of my future self into the present moment? Right? But so many people say, oh, well, I want to be a millionaire. Well, when does the wanting end? Never. It never ends, because you're always putting yourself in a position of lack, in a position of need, in a position of want, in a position of desire, and you'll never have it. You'll never ever get it. But the moment you understand, okay, all I have is what is right here, right now. So I can be anything, I can do anything, I can have anything I want right here, right now in this present moment. What do I want to do? What do I want to become? Who do I want to be? And you have to become it now, right? And so the power of this is to really craft out this new character of yourself. Who do you want to be? What is it? What does he look like? What does he wear? What time does he wake up? What does he do on his free time? What music does he listen to? What clothing does he wear? How does he think? How does he feel? How does he talk to others? How does he walk? What posture are you going to have? How much confidence are you going to have? How much peace are you going to have? What is the feeling of success you're going to feel? Right? You have to craft this new version of yourself, this new reality, and you have to say, okay, that's who I am right now. Because the second you get stuck in the race of I want this, I'm going to become this, future, is the second you never change. And I know it sounds so cringy, but it's such a simple tweak, such a minor fix that really, truly can change your entire life. When you start acting, thinking, feeling, and embodying your millionaire self is the second your life changes. You can feel your energy change. You can feel your feelings change. You can feel your posture change. You can feel your confidence change. You can feel your thoughts start to change. Everything starts to change when you just say, I am a millionaire. The words I am are so powerful. You are invoking the power of God within you to fulfill whatever it is you're saying. I am this, I am that. That is why it is so bad to say I am and then follow it with something negative. So many people go around, oh, that's a fire Urus. I really like the Urus Performantes. They look really sick. Anyways, you have to understand that all you have is now, right? So if you want that Rolls Royce Cullinan, you want that Lamborghini Huracan, you want that Ferrari 488, whatever it is, you can't act like you want it. You have to become the person who has it. Become one with it. Say, I have the Rolls Royce Cullinan. I have the Cullinan. I have it. It's mine. Walk like someone who has whatever it is. I know it sounds so silly, but it's what you have to do, because when you think, act, and feel like the person who has what you want to get is the second you bend matrix to your reality. And you have to understand that our minds are creative faculties. We are able to create through our minds. And so when you are creating this reality of being this higher version of yourself, when you're embodying this higher version of yourself, when you are living as the version of yourself that you want to become in the present moment, you are then using your mind to create instead of reacting. That is thinking, right? A lot of people think they think, but they're not thinking, they react. They look at the bank account, they look at the news, they look at their phone, they look at it, they react to it, and they say, oh, I was thinking about that. No, you weren't thinking, you were reacting. Thinking is holding the truth in your mind regardless of what the physical world shows. Because the truth is your thoughts precede all physical manifestations. So if you want, right, like this truck I'm in right now is only in my possession because I thought about buying it. I flew and I went and looked at it, and then I bought it, right? And then I did the paperwork, and then I drove it home, right? So I first thought about it, and then I took the actions, and then I got it as a result. And I'm sorry if the lighting's bad. I know I normally go to the gym earlier, so normally my videos are earlier, and so the sun's kind of in a bad spot. But anyways, right? So you first think about something, you feel it. Like, you start to feel it, like, oh my gosh, like, if I had that car, like, oh my, like, everyone would think I'm like cool, right? Like, you feel a higher level of confidence. Like, if you pulled up to your work in a Lamborghini, people are gonna be like, whoa, bro, like, what are you doing, right? Because people respect it. They may pretend like they don't care. They may pretend like it doesn't matter, but people respect it, right? You're viewed in a higher level because of what you have. And I'm not saying material possessions are everything, but I'm just saying you have to understand that, okay, this is the reaction people are gonna have. So I gotta start living like that person. I gotta start living like that higher person. You have to overflow your cup in the present moment. Because when you overflow your present cup, when you overflow your present situation, when you overflow your present job, when you overflow your present house, your present living situation, your present circumstances, you are forced to be given a new one. Right? If you have a glass of water and you keep filling it and it fills up, and then it starts overflowing, it's either going to overflow for life, right? But eventually you're going to give it a new cup. It's going to overflow for a while. You're going to turn around, go get a new cup, switch out the cup, and have a new cup, right? So it might overflow for a little bit. You might be doing more. You might be overfilling your cup for a little bit before things change. But ultimately, God's going to give you that new cup. He's going to give you that new life. He's going to give you that new job. He's going to give you that new car, whatever it is. But that only happens if you live in the impression of increase in your present moment. If you overfill your present circumstance right now. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, once I'm done going on vacations, then I'll really lock in on my diet. You know, once summer's over, then this winter I'm really gonna lock in on the gym. Right? People say once this, once that. The truth is, you never do it. Because once winter comes, they're gonna say, oh, well, I'm gonna wait till March so I can get a good summer body. And then once that comes, oh, well, summer's already over, I'm just gonna wait till winter. And then all of a sudden you're dead, right? And I don't mean to be rude, but that's true. People put these things off for forever because it's uncomfortable, it requires change, and they don't want to do it. But the second you say in the present moment, I am the highest version of myself, I am a millionaire, I am physically fit, I am mentally strong, I am self-disciplined, I am successful, I am wealthy. The second you start to fill your mind with these beliefs is the second you start taking new actions naturally, the second you start having new opportunities present themselves to you, the second that your life changes. The second that the world starts forming to your new reality, because you have to understand, we're not victims. We are not victims to our reality. Everything you experience in your world is a reflection of your past thinking. Everything. It's all a reflection of your past thinking, your past feeling, your past actions, and your past habits. So the second you start to embody this new way of thinking, this new way of acting, and this new way of feeling, and these new habits, is the second that you start to shift your reality. But you have to understand, reality will not change until you change. The new path will not be given to you until you make room for it. The new business will not be shown to you until you create the space for it. Right? You have to understand that. People wait for the outside world to change until they change, but the truth is the outside world changes as a result of you changing. So the second you understand, okay, look, this physical world is just a reaction of me, then you'll understand that, look, if I want the world to change, I need to create a new action so there could be a different reaction. But how does that start? It starts in the present moment. You have to change right here, right now. You have to be who you want to be right here, right now, and you have to live in the present moment. Stop thinking about what you want as a future reality. Stop thinking about it as something you're trying to get. Think of it as something that you are. Right? You have to become it now. And live right now. I am a millionaire right now. I'm not trying to become it. I'm not chasing after it. I am a millionaire, and I understand I'm going to have to take steps to get there. I understand that it's not going to just fall into my lap, but I am that version of myself already, and so I know that the path for me to get there physically is going to be presented to me, right? That's what the law of attraction is. People think the law of attraction means you just think about getting a check in the mail, and a check will just appear in the mail and you'll get rich. No, law of attraction is a reaction to who you are in the present moment. The second you start to think, feel, act like the millionaire version of yourself is the second the universe, God, the world starts to create the opportunities and starts to move everything in this universe into action for that to be manifested in your physical reality. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Literally, the second you make a decision and say, I am a millionaire, literally the entire world starts to shift to your new reality. And if you don't believe that, then it won't. But that's truly the way it works. Everything will begin to shift. New opportunities will be created. You will feel aligned. You will see things start to line up. And you may not understand how it will all work out. You will not be able to see with a red carpet and an easy, just a telescope, just be able to see exactly how everything's going to work out. The truth is, you're not going to have any idea. And the idea you have is probably wrong. It's probably going to be so different and so much better and so much easier. But it doesn't happen unless you embody that version of yourself now. So decide, who do you want to become? Not what do you want. Not how do you get there. Just who do you want to become? Who? Not how. Who? How means you don't have it. Who means you are there. Who means you're living in that present moment. Who do I need to become? How would this version of myself, right? Your future version of yourself, who is he? Who? That's where things change. When you see, because goals are not for getting. Goals are not for accumulating. Goals are for growth. Because when you set a goal so big, you have to grow. It should scare you. And it forces you to grow. And that is why we set goals. It's not to get. Because you don't care about the item. You don't care about what you get. What you care about is the way it makes you feel. And so if you can feel that, right? Well, that's actually a bar. You want what you want because of the way it makes you feel. You don't want the money because you want to see the digits in your bank account. You want the money because of the way it makes you feel. You don't want the car because of the car. You want the car because of the way it makes you feel. So when you can feel what it is that you want before you have it, is the second your life changes. Because your feeling is the secret. Like Neville Goddard said, feeling is the secret. So when you feel it before you have it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get it. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. That is so important. Because I did not even plan on talking about that, but that is so true. If you can live in the present moment and you can feel your future reality as your present reality, that is the second you bend the world to your reality. That is the second the world starts to form to the new version of you. When you embody that version of you now, not through imagining it, that is important. Yes, you should imagine it, but it's not simply thinking and picturing it. It is feeling it. And when you feel the feeling that you're chasing, when you feel the feeling of what you want, when you want to change, when you feel the feeling of the Lamborghini before you have the Lamborghini, guess what's going to come to you? The Lamborghini. Because you're able to feel the feelings. And the feelings, that is the language of the universe. That is the language of God. It's feelings, it's vibrations, it's frequencies. It's not words, it's frequencies. Frequencies is your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So change your frequency and you'll change your life. You have to live on the frequency of the version of you that you want to become. You have to live as your millionaire self. You have to live as that person. Live right now in the present moment as your millionaire self. All right, I think I've said the same thing a lot, but it's seriously so important. Feel your future reality as your present, and you will force your present reality to catch up to who you want to be. The second you embody the version of you want to be is the second you become that. And the world begins to form, right? You understand that your feelings, once you have it spiritually and you have it emotionally, that is when your life changes. That is when you actually have it. So I don't know what this person's doing. But you have to feel it. And so if you can feel it in the present moment, live in the present moment, live in your present life, in your future reality, as the person you want to be, then you can have whatever you want. All right, I got to park in my parking garage real quick. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment if you have anything that what you're deciding on right now. Who are you now becoming? Make the decision right now and comment what you're deciding. Who are you now? Are you a millionaire? What are you? And make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.